so many different things. Uh, we were kind of going to start with some non-football questions.
Yeah.
So, like, where are you from originally?
I'm from Oklahoma.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. When you go home, what meal are you most looking forward to?
Anything my mom cooks. I'm originally from the Oklahoma City area, but if I get lucky enough, I go home, which is in a small town in northwest Oklahoma, and that's where my grandpa's at. And
Does he have a specialty?
everything he gets his hands on, yeah, yeah, anything that comes out of his kitchen is good.
All right. Well, when you're in Jonesboro, yeah, in Statesboro, mixed up, my bad. When you're in town or on campus, when I come to town, where should I go eat?
J Towns is good. Yep, it's like a burger joint. And that's right by the stadium, and that's where a lot of people go. So I would probably say J Towns.
Okay. Trying to remember where all we were at. So when first of all, do you eat grits?
No,
You don't?
I never grew up eating them, so
You are from Oklahoma, so
yeah.
it is more of a southern thing. Not bad. No, that was one of the questions we had down on our podcast. I was like, I gotta ask Justice Hansen what it is.
Yeah. No,
Killed it.
yeah, I just never really grew up on them. I mean, I've been around them a little bit, but never paid much attention to them.
Well, moving more into football stuff, I guess. Who is the hype guy in your locker room? Like on game days when y'all are getting ready, who is the guy getting everybody motivated? Is that you? Is that someone else?
Definitely not me. I'm not a rah-rah type of guy. Like throughout summer workouts and stuff, it's been Mike Johnson. He plays safety for us. He always gets the guys going emotionally and stuff like that. But and then again, as far as game day, each position, each player is a little bit different. So it just kind of depends on that.
Well, do you personally get hyped, or do you kind of just stay chill?
Yeah, I try to stay relaxed. Because my position isn't so much more just running around reacting and hitting. It's a lot more processing information and decision based. So I feel like the more relaxed and calm I can be, the easier it is to be able to think quickly.
What do you do to prepare yourself mentally for those kind of processing during the game? Listen to music?
Yeah, usually listen to laid back type of music. When it comes to decision making and stuff, the more familiar you can be with the offense and more familiar you can be with the defense, the easier it is to react when you're on the field.
What you're obviously, I feel like I don't know if seriously, but you're definitely one of the more seasoned quarterbacks in this conference. What edge do you think that gives you as far as preparing versus say someone else? Like,
Yeah.
as far as your system is concerned.
I've got a good idea of how things are in the conference, game to game, just from the experience. And at the same time, the more you play, the more the game slows down when you're out there. So, this being year 3 for me, I definitely expect the game to be a little more slower for me this year, which will benefit me.
This is Buddy Collins.
How you doing?
I asked him about the music.
Did you guys have anything? You guys go ahead.
Talk about coming into the season with the expectations. Everybody's talking a lot about Arkansas State.
Yeah.
What you could potentially get done this season. How do you try to manage those expectations as you're trying to go through your process day to day, practice to practice, game to game?
For ourselves, we've always had those expectations. Even if we weren't picked to win the Sun Belt, we believed we had the guys in the locker room to do it. So now this year, kind of some more people on the outside have picked us. But at the same time, that doesn't change anything from the locker room. So, like I said, it's really outside guys maybe believing in us more this year, but we've always believed in ourselves. So from that aspect, nothing really changes.
You're kind of the old guy in the Sun Belt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is because I mean just the mass exodus, I guess, of attrition of quarterbacks from last year. What is that feeling to be? You know, you're the guy now.
Yeah.
Last year was kind of Lamb and Silver, and you had Manning at Georgia State.
Yeah.
What's that feeling for you?
Honestly, this might sound crazy, but to me it means to enjoy it. Because all those guys were great quarterbacks last year, and they were in their senior year, and just like that, the season was over. So more than anything, understand that I won't be back here next year, and I won't be in the Sun Belt next year, and just really enjoy it.
Do you have? I mean, this is kind of full circle now. You know, but can you still remember when you first got? I know you started out at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But can you kind of still remember your first time getting onto a college field? And now you're here. I mean,
Yeah. It's crazy. A lot of people say they feel like their college years flew by. I feel like I've been in college for like 15 or 20 years. Like I've thought back, even back to my time at OU. I mean, that feels like a lifetime ago. It actually feels like a lifetime ago, and then me as a person, I feel like I'm a completely different person, and I've grown a lot since then. So, wouldn't change my college experience, but it's definitely been a long ride.
How has Blake Anderson improved, like, your game over the past 3 years?
Just the knowledge of it. He's an offensive-minded coach, and he's also the head coach. And so, I mean, every day before practice, I'm in the meetings with him. So I don't only get to understand things from an offensive perspective, but I get to understand things from a team perspective. So I think that goes a long ways.
I mean, he was talking to you, I'm sure, about food and everything.
Yeah.
We're food guys. You know,
Yeah.
And they're really interesting. Hey, there we go. That'll wake you up in the morning.
People at home are probably just hearing my voice.
Yeah. You know, when you go back home, where's the place that you really enjoy going? Is it mom's house? Is it out? I mean, is it a low profile type deal? You know, what do you really enjoy to do?
Like I was telling him, I'm from Edmond, Oklahoma, and that's where I go majority of the time. But if I have a long break, I go even farther out in a very small town in Oklahoma, Shattuck, Oklahoma. And that's where the majority of my family's at. And that's where I like to go. It's like, I don't know, 1,500 people in the town, no stoplight, no anything. You know everybody in the town. And so, yeah, very low profile. And I just like going out there and hanging out with family.
What do you do outside of football?
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
No, I just very relaxed and just hang out.
I mean, I know you asked you about Fortnite. Seems
Nope.
to be
Not a video gamer,
Oh, yeah.
and it's no knock against Fortnite, but you have to understand your own weaknesses. Everybody else is addicted to that game, and so I'm like, everybody else is addicted. I don't think I'm superhuman. My chances of getting addicted are good. I'm not even gonna start. So I haven't even.
Are video games big with you guys at Arkansas State?
Yeah, I think, especially Fortnite, it's big from my little brother at home to my oldest younger brother who's 17 to my teammates. Yeah,
It's hard to kind of get away
I
from it.
can't get away. Can't get away.
Okay, so I've been asking guys, obviously you've scored a couple touchdowns in your career. Do you have like a go-to like celebratory move? Is there a dance that you do? I mean, are you doing Gronk? Would you have a Gronk spike? What's your move?
Back to my grandpa. He always told me, he said, you score a touchdown, you go and you find the rep and you hand the ball to him and you act like you've been there before. So that's what I've always done. Yeah, so yeah, I've got to live up to his expectations.
What are your expectations for this season?
Win every game on our schedule first and foremost. You know, sometimes people want to talk about awards or championships or whatever the case may be, but as far as I'm concerned, if you handle business every single week, all those other things will take care of themselves.
There's another Oklahoma guy that I don't know if you knew. I don't think you guys were there at the same time. Dahu Green.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of? I mean, two Oklahoma guys, I guess, coming
Yeah.
from Arkansas State. Obviously, different paths, but
Mm-hmm.
like getting to have those weapons of him and McKinnis. How
Yeah.
much easier does that make your job?
Makes my job very easy. Makes the film room very important because I know if I can put the ball in the right spot against the right coverage, the right defense, that we got a chance to be really good and score a lot of points. So definitely just puts the pressure back on me.
we've been asking a lot of guys about like kind of, and you're a leader, and there's a lot of young guys that are coming in. Is there like an initiation process, or do they kind of have to earn you guys' respect, the older guys? Do they have to go through anything crazy? You know, we've heard they got to run up a hill, or they got to take the stairs instead of the elevator.
Yeah.
Is there anything like that you guys do with the young guys?
Really, there's not. And, you know, as far as the team perspective goes, there's been true freshmen that have helped football teams win games. So we just try to integrate them as quickly as possible and get them as comfortable as possible, because the more comfortable they are, the better they'll play, and the better they play, the better it is for us. So really there's no like hazing or any of that type of stuff.
Is there any game this coming season that you're particularly looking forward to?
The first one. Just because, you know, you see everybody talking, man, I miss football, football's coming back, so almost fall, and so definitely just the first game.
What about Bama? I mean, obviously.
After the first game, then that'll be it.
Yeah.
But
I got to get something. I mean, you know about Bama. You know how good they are. I mean, are you itching to be able to play against that level? Not saying that Sun Belt's any worse or anything like that, but just knowing what's going to be on the field, what you're playing against. Is that just something that's going to get you more hyped?
Like I said, we play SEMO first, and that's the most important. But yeah, once week 2 rolls around, we understand the defending national champions, and so you know, that's definitely going to be a fun game.
After last year, you know, we had the big upset over LSU. Do you guys? Does everybody kind of want to be that team now to be able to say, "Oh yeah, we beat the big boys"?
Yeah, I think so. And you know, I don't think that was just last year. You know, last year's Troy team did a great job in beating LSU, and before that, they wanted to knock people off. So did we. Everybody does, but they did get LSU last year, and that was big for the conference.
He doesn't play Fortnite. So shocking.
This is the first team.
You brought up your grandfather a couple times. If it's too personal, that's fine too. But what kind of influence has he had on your life? It sounds like he's a pretty big.
Yeah, he is he's a staple piece. My grandpa is a staple piece of the family. He's a very funny guy. He's the guy that at all the family get-togethers, what it ends up being is everybody gathered around him and him telling some crazy stories. Don't know if they're true. I don't know if they're true or he adds a little sauce to them. But yeah, so that's just him, and I don't know. He just does a great job of leading the family and stuff like that. So definitely look up to him. And like I said, he's a funny guy, so you just like being around him.
I mean, NFL is obviously a shot for you, but like if it doesn't work out, what do you want to do outside of football?
Outside of football, I spend a lot of time on the internet researching businesses and stuff like that, and so definitely something entrepreneurial. But I just graduated in December, and right now I'm in a graduate program for sports administration. Yeah, appreciate that.
You know what? I guess what have you learned the most over these past 3 years or 4 years of just college football that you're going to take away once you get done?
Life is not perfect. That's one thing that you don't like to lose in football, but just going through the years, you know, even starting at OU, leaving OU. I mean, there were times right when I left OU, before I was at junior college, and even when I was at junior college, to where I thought, like, this is it. Like, this is the end of football, but at the same time I was like, man, this might be the end of my education. But then going through junior college, because it's a big difference going from the University of Oklahoma to now at junior college, to where you haven't even played a snap, and it's like at first everybody knows you and all this, and now all of a sudden you're off the radar. So just to be able to stay focused, keep improving, understanding that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and then being able to come to Arkansas State and Coach Anderson doing a great job in using me, and just fighting through the battles there too. And now going into my senior year in a very good position, just shows me keep working hard, stay consistent, and just because you're in a low spot now doesn't mean you'll be in a low spot tomorrow.
Would you have ever imagined yourself being in the Superdome at a media day?
No, no. I don't think about media days very often. I think more about football. But
just being the guy, the leader of that team.
Yeah, it's an honor. I think we've got a team full of talented guys. So for me to be one of the 2 guys here representing our team is an honor.
Back a couple questions. You said study with the head coach, and you got both the offensive and the team perspective. Is that something that interests you, coaching?
No. No, not interested in coaching. As a quarterback and just as a teammate, you're always coaching people around you. So from that point of view, I like it. And like I said, when it comes to understanding what he wants from the team, it's more so for the team, not necessarily for like what I want to do down the road.
You talk about the hype and everything. Do you listen to music before the game?
Yeah.
I mean, what's
Pretty
your
late,
preference?
just laid back music.
Like country, or are we talking like just mellow?
Like mellow, like yeah, just mellow. Yeah.
I mean, you don't seem like that guy is just gonna like get up. And
Nope.
You seem pretty quiet. So.
Yeah. Yeah, some people call it quiet, some people call it laid
Is
back.
he the hype guy?
No, he's not.
Who's the hype guy on the team?
Who's the hype guy? Michael Johnson, I told y'all. During summer workouts, he gets going crazy.
I mean, just yelling at people. I mean, just yoked all the time, like just doing crazy
Like,
weights.
he's just got his own stuff where he yells something and he wants us to yell something back, and then, anyways, you can imagine.
Yeah. What's the most? I guess you don't need to do an impersonation of it, but Blake Harrison, what's the most interesting thing he's ever done at a practice, meeting? I mean, is there something that just he's done and just will forever stick in your mind?
Yes, there is, but it's probably something. No, it's not like bad as far as not G-rated. It's definitely G-rated, but it's definitely something I would bring up maybe after my playing career is over and he can't get in contact with me. Yeah, that would be my memory.
Okay. I mean, so you said he's offensive minded, right? So I mean, did he really open up your mind to, I guess, the spread offense? I mean, was that always the type of were you always a pocket passer kind of type of deal, or how does he kind of play into molding you as a quarterback?
Well, originally I was at Oklahoma. Coach Heupel was our offensive coordinator, and then Lincoln Riley showed up and was OC when I was there, and so I got implemented into like what people like to call RPO now, and the spread system. And then once I got to Arkansas State, Coach A runs a very similar style to that, and so it was kind of easy to pick up on. And just being with him for 3 years, just kind of developed under it.
If you could play another sport, what would it be?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah, love basketball.
Yeah. What, guard, forward?
Yeah, I'd have to play. I was in like amateur, I'd be like just slasher. But since NBA guys are 6'7", I guess I'd be a point guard now.
Are you a
Yeah.
LeBron fan?
Yeah, I like LeBron. When I was a big LeBron fan when he was first in Cleveland. Then when he left Cleveland, that upset me. But like, he apologized for it and like went back there, won him a championship. And somebody mentioned the other day he's never in the media for doing something dumb. And I've never thought about that before. But now that I think about that, I just respect him all the more.
For a guy, I mean, I feel like since he's been 16, 17 years old,
Yeah.
he's been labeled as, okay, the next coming.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to be honest. If me and him are both in McDonald's, me and LeBron James, and he went to the bathroom, I'm probably going to, like, video him walking by. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, so he never slips up. And you got to respect that about him.
It's impressive. Is that kind of like how you like to model yourself?
Yeah, just under the radar. Definitely under the radar.
Do you talk to any of the other guys, any of the other quarterbacks that were kind of in the league last year at all? Or?
No, I really never. There's really not ever a chance for me to get to know him or be around him. Just see him on the field. And we played Troy the last game of the season, and then I never played against App State or any of that. So, yeah,
you
definitely.
never played against App State in your career? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys get him this year? Right?
Yeah.
So that'll be. I mean, that's two really good cornerbacks on that team.
Yeah, I've heard, it's pretty good competition generally when Arkansas State and App State play each other, but it's nothing I've experienced yet, but looking forward to it.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah.
Very nice meeting you, buddy.
All right, Justice, you guys a little more time. I'm
Yep.
Chris. I'm at KAIT,
Okay.
so I'll deal with you quite a bit. You asked all the serious questions today. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Just gonna
Yes.
Finish it off in style. Something I'm calling 8 questions, where I ask you 8 questions that have nothing to do with football. No, you good. Nothing to worry about. I came up with this a while back at the last station. I was like, let me at least try it here and see what happens. All right. All right, first question. 2K or Fortnite?
2K, never played Fortnite.
Really?
Yeah.
I've noticed Fortnite's kind of a popular game.
But
A lot of quarterbacks have told me like they really got into Fortnite.
I think if I played Fortnite, it'd be Fortnite. I would say Fortnite probably, even though I've never played it. It's just more my type of game.
But 2K,
Just because I've played that before.
Pancakes or waffles?
I'm gonna go pecan chocolate chip pancakes.
Ooh, different. Back home, Oklahoma. Where's maybe a restaurant or someplace you got to go to the second you get home?
My grandpa's house.
Really?
Yes. Best cook, best food.
Favorite food back home growing up?
Chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried steak. We talk video games. I'm big on video games and food, things like that. You have one day hanging out around town. Don't have practice or football or anything to worry about. What are you doing?
Probably laying in my room, watching a movie. That's probably it, actually.
Favorite movie?
The Dark Knight. I love The Dark Knight. As far as comedy goes, Step Brothers is incredible.
You've successfully finished 8 questions.
Thank
That's
you,
it.
sir.
That's all I needed.
Thank
Thank you so
sir.
much.
You good? I gotta answer.
I'll be quick, I promise.
I love the facial hair, man. That's
hey, you
awesome.
got some of my facial hair too.
Not on that
I
level.
can grow it that full at your age. I'm also probably
That's
a good decade and a half past you, so don't worry about it. I'm Bob at Kyurian with Rennet College Football. How are
Justice,
you?
nice to meet you. I'm good. How you doing?
Good. So you were here last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember. Tell me what changes have happened in this off season since a year ago?
As far as myself or the
Well,
team?
you know, the team, yourself, how you choose your approaches.
Last year we didn't finish the season like we wanted to,
Yeah.
so I definitely think there's a lot more hunger and motivation this year. Not that there wasn't last year, but really not finishing at all like we wanted to. Definitely a hungry group of guys.
So I mean, there were some I think 4 close losses.
Mm-hmm.
And what sort of aspects as a team are you guys working on to pull those out?
No details. Something that killed us was turnovers, which something I have control over, and then just penalties. We feel like we beat ourselves a lot, and a lot of things were our fault. And so we understand if we can control the things that are in our control and take advantage of that, we'll put ourselves in a good position.
So I've been asking all the players this. Obviously, you're full-time athlete. You're basically a full-time college football player. It's like a job.
Yeah.
But when you do get an opportunity to relax, what do you do to unwind?
What am I doing?
Yeah. What do you do to unwind? Or what do you like to do?
I try to do nothing. Try to maybe go to a movie, go to dinner.
What's the last movie you saw that you liked?
I went and saw The Last Purge.
Yeah, I've heard. That's a common one. Yeah. That was it, yeah. Hey.
I've seen the ones leading up to it. It's an interesting storyline to say the least,
Yeah.
and so definitely had to check out the new one.
So what do you like to eat when you get a chance?
Um,
What's your favorite restaurant in Jonesboro?
what is the name? What is the name of the restaurant over there by the movie theater? The Mexican restaurant. Yeah, Candelas. I like going there.
There you go. Last question. Obviously, you have a long playing career ahead of you, but once it wraps up, you know what you want to do next?
I want to get into business. That's something that definitely interests me. Not necessarily sure what exactly, but something along those lines.
What attracts you to it?
I just follow a lot of guys over the internet who have created interesting ways to make money and stuff like that as far as the business part of it. And so it's something I've kind of been following and learning throughout the last couple of years that once I'm finished playing football, I'd like to give it a try.
Excellent. Well, good luck, man. Hey,
Appreciate
good
it.
talking to you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
I just got to get GoPro shot of you. Sorry.
Oh, gotcha. You good?
Where's the hard? Yeah. What are you guys having for dinner?
What are we having for dinner today?
Yeah. Where are you going? Are you guys flying back right now?
Yeah, probably airplane peanuts.
I was about to say, yeah. You're gonna get wings to go.
Yeah.
I forgot you guys.
Yeah. Thankfully.
Yeah. Man, that drives. I drove down yesterday. It's only like 7 from Little Rock. It's not too bad. But you got to come from Mississippi. It's just like all back. It's
For that Manning camp, I went to Thibodeau. That was rough.
Did you drive from Jonesboro?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was good to officially meet. I've talked to you before, but
Yeah.
kind of one-on-one, man. It's really
Yeah.
good to meet you. Thanks again for
Sure.
everything today.
Yeah, no problem,
Best of luck
man.
this season. We'll be rooting hard.
Appreciate it.
Where do you guys live on campus? You guys,
What do you mean?
like, are you in like Red Wolf Den, or are you guys in North Park, or where do you?
It's a combination. Since I graduated, I was able to move off campus.
Okay.
But yeah, most of the guys just a combination of those.
I just couldn't remember because I lived in Red Wolf Den, and it was like brand new when I
Yeah,
lived there. And
yeah.
They had a lot of the football players there, but I didn't know if it
Yeah.
was, they had most of them there. And,
Yeah, it's kind of mixed up.
when Malzahn was head coach, I worked for Freeze and I worked for Malzahn. I was on video staff.
Okay.
And so I was shooting the end zone angle, and we would have visits, and like they brought some visits in or whatever. And I was a junior at the time, and I lived in Red Wolf Den, and freshmen couldn't live there yet. But
Yeah.
we came in, and they used our dorm room to sort of show it off. And
Yeah.
we gave the tour, and Malzahn came there. Only time he ever talked to me, he came up to me and was like, "Listen, don't tell them the freshmen can't live here." And I was like, "Yes, sir, I won't
Yeah.
say anything." Yes, sir.
Definitely. How you doing, man?
Broke out the three-piece, huh?
I tried.
I got you. Well, I wanted to talk to you. Just going into this season, you were talking about kind of the mistakes of last season.
Yeah.
Cost like close wins and things like that. You said there was an overhaul. Specifically, what was the overhaul that you guys kind of went through?
Focusing on the small details. We did lose a lot of close games last year, and a lot of those have to do with the mistakes we made, a lot that I made specifically, and so really just being in the off season, understanding that you can fix the things you messed up on last year that could lead to a lot of success this year is a big motivator.
And this new championship setup, I mean, does it provide any? Are you glad you're able to play the teams that you have to play to get the outright as opposed to before?
Yeah, I think it's good. Anytime we got a championship game, it kind of raises the stakes, and it's something people really want to play for. So I think it's good for the conference.
You know, I'm with kind of your third season here playing, do you feel like things on campus, just awareness of the team has grown while you've been here? Do you feel like this is a higher stage than it's been before?
I think Arkansas stage is always rising. They were a good program before I got here, and I think once I leave, they'll continue to be a good program. And so I just think it's an ever rising platform for Arkansas State.
I was talking with Justin a little bit. What have you seen from the defensive side, just playing against them?
A lot of talented guys over there, a lot, and I think that's something people will see this season. Got a lot of playmakers.
So, I guess to look past, we kind of demurred to that too, but point to a game like Appalachian State where the conference is bookended the weekends for y'all to play nationally on a big stage. They're looking for that to be something like that. What do you see whenever conferences and TV people are putting that investment in you guys?
Yeah, I think it's good for us. One thing Coach A always talks about, playing some of those midweek games and being able to play on, national TV is just the brand and just the marketing for the brand. If we can go play midweek games where a lot of people get a chance to see us play and play well, that is good for recruiting, good for the brand, good for everything. So I'm definitely looking forward to those opportunities.
Do you take any of those, to go back to the mistake part, because I just thought that again now, were there anything that you took on yourself to change, like whether it was approaching others or yourself, and specifically how do you go about that?
Like I said, it's just details. It's communication with receivers, telling them what you see, and at the same time, just little stuff like ball placement. It might not have been a bad decision. It could have been a slant right through it high, and it hits him off the tip of his hands or his helmet and bounces up in the air. And at that point, you're at the defense's will. They're probably going to pick it off. So just eliminating some of those mistakes is big for me.
So you feeling healthy?
Yeah, definitely healthy, 100%.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.